Robinson Crusoe by Daniel Defoe. Part 5. Counting the Days. I saw many birds on the way back from the hill. I didn't recognize them. I killed one, but its meat wasn't good. I went back to the raft. I spent the rest of the day pulling the boxes and my other discoveries further into the land. While I was working, I was thinking that I had to go back to the ship again. I had to get everything useful which was on it, because the first storm might break it into pieces. I had to make myself a place for the night. I made a kind of a tent. I brought all the things which could be destroyed by rain or sun inside the tent. The night was close. I put some clothes on the ground. I wanted to sleep on them. I also put 4 guns around me. Then I felt safe. I was tired from all the work. I fell asleep very soon. The next day, I left my clothes in the tent, and I swam back to the ship. On board, I made a second raft. I found a couple of bags with nails. There were also 7 guns and bullets for them, and some more gunpowder. I took all the clothes I could find. There were also some beds which I thought could be useful to me. I brought all this safely to the beach. From then on, I went to the ship every day. In this way, I brought many useful tools and objects. The third time I went, I brought as many ropes and sails as I could carry. Some days later, I discovered more bread and rum, and also some sugar. All of this I brought back with me to the beach. One day, I discovered a drawer full of scissors, knives, and forks. There were also some coins from Europe and Brazil there. I knew the money was worthless on the island, but still I took it. I also found playing cards with pictures of the king and the queen. I may have some fun with the cards, I thought. It was my 12th visit to the ship. The next day, I went to the ship, but the sky was getting dark. Clouds were gathering and the wind was getting stronger. I knew it was no use making a raft when a storm was approaching. So I swam back to the beach. That night, the wind was very strong, but I was safe inside my little tent. The next morning, the ship was gone. I knew I had to make myself a better place where I could be more comfortable. I knew I could stay on the island for a long time. I wanted to make a nice place for me to live. I also needed to be safe. I could look for a cave, or I could make a bigger tent. Maybe I could do both. I needed a place which was close to fresh water, which was hidden from the heat of the sun, and was easy to protect from both people and animals. Last but not least, it had to have a view of the sea, so I could easily see a ship passing nearby. I found a nice place next to a steep hill, and I decided to put my tent there. The hill protected me from one side, and I built a fence on all the other sides. There was no door, but I was using a short ladder to go over the fence, which I then took with me inside. I brought all my stuff inside and made 2 tents, a small tent and a big one. The smaller tent was inside the bigger tent. The bigger tent protected the gunpowder and the food from rain. I lived in the smaller tent. When I finished the tents, I started digging at the bottom of the hill. I was bringing the stones and earth I got from there to the fence. In this way, I made a terrace on the inside of the fence. I wanted to use the cave at the bottom of the hill as a cellar. One day, I was still working on the cave when a storm appeared. There was lightning, followed by a loud thunder. It came to my mind that lightning could hit one of the boxes with gunpowder. It could destroy everything and even kill me. I was scared. As soon as the storm went away, I opened the big boxes with gunpowder. I started dividing the gunpowder into bags and small boxes, which I then hid in the rocks. I had a lot of gunpowder, so this took me 3 days. I also went hunting every day. It was a break from the hard work, and it provided me with meat. I also started to know the island and its inhabitants better. I discovered some goats, and I hunted them. Then I had enough meat. Some days, I was very sad. I thought about my wife. I missed her a lot. I thought about my friends in Brazil. I thought about my parents. I felt living on this island alone was meaningless. I often walked along the beach, and I regretted my choice to travel by sea. I knew traveling by sea could change your life completely. It could be great, but it could be horrible too. I knew my friends from the ship were dead. It was horrible. On the other hand, I was alive, and I was grateful for that. I was also lucky to have all the tools, food, clothes, and guns from the ship. Without them, I could hardly survive a week. I decided to make a big cross. I put it on the beach. It was near the place of my arrival to the island. I wrote on it the date of my arrival. It was the 30th of September, 1659. I wanted to keep information about time. The cross was my calendar. I made a small cut in the cross every day. The 7th cut was longer. It marks the end of the week. The beginning of each month was also a longer cut. One day, when I was thinking about my situation, I realized I had a lot of negative thoughts. It wasn't good. I decided to do something about it. I made a list of all good and bad things that happened to me. I was alone on this island, and I had little hope of ever going back to civilization. On the other hand, I was saved, and I didn't die in the storm which killed my friends. I had food to eat. I didn't have a lot of clothes, but the weather was such that I hardly needed any. I had a dog. He understood some words. He understood when I said, "Sit down, come here, bring it, don't do it, don't jump, let's eat, let's run." This list helped me realize that all bad things come with something good in them. I tried to concentrate on positive things only. I continued to make my place better and better. I made the cave bigger. More space in the cave helped me keep all my things organized. Thank you for watching. This is the end of part 5. To be continued in part 6. If you like this story, please like, share, and subscribe. See you then.